India have got their issues in this test series against England. How do they rectify them is what we're discussing on Hoggs Vlog. Well, India last time they went to English soil was in 2018. They got walloped 4-1. But this is a new series. They've been over there for 2 months. They've played in the World Test Championship final. They've had a lot of warm-up games, so there's no excuses. They should be adjusted to these foreign conditions. Now, if we look at the India squad, the batting lineup, only one batsman in this squad averages over 30 in English conditions. This has got to change. The other batsmen have got to stand up, and there's a lot of experience in this squad, so there's no excuses here, especially being there for 2 months. But if we look at that 2018 series as well, India have got to be proud what they achieved with the bat. In partnerships of 50 plus, they outplayed England by 2 extra partnerships in that range than the home team. So well done to India there. But where they lost their way was when they started their innings. They had a lot of partnerships between 0 and 20. They had over 20 more partnerships in that range than England. So that's where England took the series away. But when you look at India, they're up against quality bowlers who swing that juke ball. You've got Sam Curran, who was man of the series last year, or in 2018 for England, who swings the ball back in as well and hits that good length. But you've got Broad, who basically bowls more cutters now rather than trying to swing the ball. And you've got Anderson, who's slightly different, who just tries to swing the ball as late as possible away from that right-hander. So for the Indian batsman, it's about getting a start. How do you negate that advantage that England have with swing and seam? You want to take out a couple of dismissals that England can get from you, and that is the bowled and LB. How do you do that? Well, firstly, you bat on off stump. Try and force those English bowlers to bowl wider of the stumps. And if they bowl out the stumps, it's not going to swing as much, and you play to the Indian strength where you can work it through that onside region. And plus, if you work a few through that onside region, England might have to take an extra slip out and fill that leg side position. So then it gives you more scoring options and takes out extra options in that slip region to get out. So that's one option. The other option is batting further out of your crease. Try and make those English bowlers bowl a little bit shorter, and also that takes the LB equation out, because bowling a little bit shorter, the ball's generally going to go over the stumps. So that's in the batting department where they can improve. The bowling department, they weren't too bad last time. They were just didn't have as much luck as the English bowlers. And if you look at Shami, he bowled beautifully. He averaged around about 38, but he should have averaged a lot more than that because he was just beating the outside edge. There were a couple of drop chances that he had. But I think Shami is going to be the bee's knees in this series. He's the one that's going to win it for India, and I think he's going to have a lot more luck if he bowls like he did in that World Test Match Championship, because he bowls on that good length, he attacks the stumps, and he's the one that's most likely to get those get the wickets for England. The other issue that I have with India with their bowling department is, yes, you've got the quality of Bumrah and Sharma, but both of these players have had their injury concerns. And in the World Test Match Championship, I thought that Bumrah was a little bit underdone. He started to find his feet out the back end of that Test match. And Sharma, I just felt that he wasn't keeping up the pace and the bounce throughout the whole Test match. I just thought as each day got later on, when he's bowled long spells, his pace dropped off. So that's something that we've got to look at. And you've got Siraj in the background, who did so well down in Australia, who can bowl long spells and would be perfect in these conditions. Are they willing to drop either Bumrah or Sharma to bring in Siraj? I think with the lineup too, you've got to be adaptable to English conditions. I thought last series in 2018, England had enough options, all-round options, with both spinning all-round options and pace all-round options, to vary up their lineup depending on the conditions that they were playing in. Moeen Ali was man of the match in the first Test match for memory, but he only played 2 Test matches for the whole series. Chris Wokes had a great game, but he only played a couple of test matches as well. So they were willing to change it. Are India willing to change their teams considering the conditions as well? So I think in the first test match, they might go with Thakur instead of Jadeja, with the overcast conditions and a rain around, and with the extra swing that you might find over there in Nottingham. So for me, these are the lineups for both teams. With the bowlers as well. The Indian bowlers, you've got to make sure you get into that top order of England because they're vulnerable. They're out of form. They're out of nick. They're unsure of themselves over the last 6 months. They're not confident because they haven't been getting the runs on the board. So here we go. England team. We've got Rory Burns, Sibley, Crowley, Root. I'm going to bring in Bairstow for Ollie Pope. I think Ollie Pope's injured and he hasn't done well. Butler, Sam Curran, Wood. You need that extra pace. Broad, Leach and Anderson. For England, I think it's going to be Rohit Sharma, Agarwal, Pujara, Kohli. If Rahani's not fit, I think you've got to go with Rahul. Pant, Ashwin. I'm going to have Thakur instead of Jadeja because I think it's going to be more of a swinging type wicket. And I'm going to have Shami, Sharma and Bumrah. And I've got a question mark over there in Bumrah because I just think he's short run up. The injuries that he's had, I don't think he's going to be playing all 5 test matches. I think Siraj will have a big impact for India here. First test match. I think India are going to cause a little bit of upset because I think they'll bowl a lot better. They'll have better plans. Those 3 particular experienced bowlers would have learnt from last time. And the English top 3 are very vulnerable. And I think Root's going to be exposed early. And I think England will have a collapse on either first innings or second innings and India will take it away. All right, thanks very much for joining me. We're going to be live tomorrow after the first day. After the second day, we're going to be live to see what happened in the first day so I can take your questions. Join me then. I'll see you later. Have a good day. Let's enjoy this series.